Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you've been tracking the absolute explosion of data roles recently, you already know the path to breaking in can seem, well, incredibly complex. But today, we're diving into something super exciting. We're analyzing a highly structured 180-day roadmap sourced specifically to take you from foundational skills straight through to advanced business applications. It's going to be a great one.
Seriously, 180. Just let that number sink in for a second. We're talking about less than half a year to completely transform your career trajectory. I mean, we've all seen those sketchy learn to code in 24 hours gimmicks online, right? But this source material actually gives us a realistic, highly structured timeline that is mapped out over a totally achievable period.
So here's what the entire expedition actually looks like. It's a bit like a giant puzzle. You start with foundational tools like Excel on day one and scale all the way up to complex master data management systems at the 6-month mark. Now, looking at the whole thing at once, it feels like a massive undertaking, doesn't it? But the real secret here lies in how these tools are meticulously sequenced into perfect bite-sized sprints.
To really understand this progression, here's our agenda for today. We'll start with the 180-day data journey timeline, then we'll move into building foundations with Excel and Power BI. After that, we'll tackle SQL basics and data cleaning, followed by supply chain and master data. And finally, we'll wrap up with the big question, are you ready for endless opportunities? We're taking this massive career shift phase by phase, so let's get right into it.
Section 1. The 18-day data journey.
Now, pay close attention to the momentum shift on this timeline, because it's absolutely crucial. It starts off with these heavy, intensive, 45-day foundational blocks, basically building up your analytical muscle memory. But as you progress, the sprints actually accelerate. You move into these rapid-fire 30- and 20-day specialized applications. It makes perfect sense, you know? As your core technical skills solidify, your ability to absorb complex concepts just naturally speeds up.
Moving right along to Section 2. Building foundations, Excel and Power BI.
During this initial 90-day toolbelt phase, the roadmap forces a really smart, direct transition. Basically, the first 45 days lock down the absolute bedrock of data manipulation in Excel. Then, right at day 46, you level up. You take those exact formulas and logic structures and leverage them directly into Power BI. It's this incredibly intentional jump from flat spreadsheets to dynamic DAX and visual storytelling. It ensures that you, as the analyst, can actually communicate the story behind the data you just manipulated.
Next up, Section 3, SQL basics and data cleaning.
So, to scale beyond the limitations of basic spreadsheets, the next 30 days are a dedicated SQL sprint. The source maps this out like a strict architectural ladder. You start with basic querying, then you move up to relational joins, and it all culminates in advanced mathematical aggregation. Step by step, it builds true database mastery without overwhelming you all at once. And then the training wheels totally come off. Days 121 to 140 are focused entirely on data cleaning and validation. Because let's be real, as anyone in the industry will tell you, real-world data is famously, brutally messy. There is no way around it. This fast-paced 20-day window forces you to apply those pristine SQL skills onto chaotic, real-world datasets. You're scrubbing and validating until that data is actually trustworthy enough to use in a business setting.
Okay, on to Section 4. Supply chain and master data.
Entering the final 40 days, the roadmap pivots completely away from raw technical tools and dives straight into specialized business logic with supply chain analytics. Over this 20-day sprint, the focus zeroes in on tracking inventory, optimizing procurement, and defining actual operational KPIs. This is the real so what phase. It's the crucial window where you prove you can translate raw numbers into actual cost savings and operational efficiency. And here we are at the final 20-day milestone, master data management. This is the whole shebang. It's where your entire 6-month skill set culminates into mastering the absolute core pillars of business data. Just think about it for a second. If you can confidently manage the architecture around a company's physical products, exactly who they buy from, and exactly who they sell to, wow, you have just become a totally invaluable asset to that organization.
Which brings us to our final section. Section 5. Ready for endless opportunities?
180 days, one goal, endless opportunities. I love that quote because it perfectly summarizes the ultimate payoff of this structured roadmap. It proves that going from just learning basic functions on day 1 to managing complex customer master databases by month 6, it isn't just about learning some isolated software tricks, not at all. It's about building a fully integrated, highly employable data profile that companies are literally desperate for.
So, the source leaves us with one final provocative challenge. Are you ready for this? The tools, the timeline, the business applications. We've demystified and mapped out the entire thing. The blueprint for a complete career pivot is sitting right here in front of you. So what does this all mean for you? The real question is, how quickly are you going to put this blueprint to the test and start your own day 1?